Bryan Kohberger defense challenges Idaho prosecutors over cell phone records. Kohberger, 29, is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students with a military-style knife. Bryan Kohberger, who is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, was back in court Thursday for another pre-trial hearing where his defense pressed the Moscow Police Department detectives about the mishandling of phone records linked to his alibi. Moscow Police Detective Lawrence Mowry testified on Thursday about his role in the investigation, admitting that he did not save files on his computer from Kohberger's cell phone the night of the murders, but expressed to the court that he was confident he could replicate the missing data. Earlier this month, prosecutors argued Kohberger's alibi, which his lawyers filed more than a year after the murders, was too vague when his defense claimed he was driving around looking at the moon and the stars. Kohberger's defense team claims that prosecutors are withholding evidence in the case, which reportedly includes dashcam footage in connection to the search warrant of Kohberger's Pennsylvania home, cell phone tower data, and video and audio recordings of a white sedan near the scene of the killings, the Idaho Statesman first reported. Investigators claim that they have phone pings that place Kohberger near the house the day of the murders, but Kohberger's defense argued that he was nowhere near the house where the killings happened. According to a probable cause affidavit connected to his arrest warrant, police allegedly found his DNA on a knife sheath under the body of one of the victims. His attorneys have previously tried to argue that the DNA may have been planted at the scene and that the state has mishandled all the evidence for the defense to review. Investigators later allegedly confirmed a match with a DNA sample, which used distant relatives to make the connection to Kohberger. Earlier this month, prosecutors also argued Kohberger's alibi was too vague when his defense claimed he was driving around looking at the moon and the stars, with the exception of the reference to Wawa Park. The defendant is offering nothing new to his initial alibi that he was simply driving around during the morning hours of November 13, 2022, Latah County prosecuting attorney Bill Thompson wrote in a previous court filing. Prosecutors allege that Kohberger is the masked man who entered a house just steps from the University of Idaho campus around 4 a.m. on November 13, 2022. The next morning, police arrived to discover 4 deceased undergrad students, Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Goncalves. Both 21, their housemate Xana Kernadal, 20, and her visiting boyfriend Ethan Chapin, also 20, all dead inside the house. Kohberger, who was studying for a Ph.D. in criminology at nearby Washington State University, faces 4 charges of first-degree murder and a felony burglary count. Kohberger is being held without bail. A judge entered not guilty pleas on his behalf at his arraignment earlier in May. If convicted, he could be sentenced to death. There was no ruling made in Thursday's hearings. The next hearing is scheduled for May 30, with more witnesses expected to take the stand. Feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for following. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with hot news every day.